Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Good evening.
Just in time. Look at that.
January's just snuck in by the back door with 10 seconds to go.
Late as usual.
Not the first time I've sneaked in a back door.
Well done, mate. Good evening, folks. Welcome to episode 32. So it must be true. Episode 32 of the DMC live chat. Joining us, we've got another mixed amalgamation this week. Martin's hopefully got a fairly solid connection, so that's good news. We've got some videos to show you. We've got a quiz if we run out of steam. We've got Michael who speaks in a strange language, so that will make it fun as well. And let's see where we go with all this. John is saying good evening, everyone.
Good evening, John.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening.
Good evening, John.
Good evening, all.
Good evening,
I've got something to say.
Right.
Mix, I'll come back to you then, Kev, in a sec. Mix, Manley, hi, lads.
Well, Mick.
Henrik, good evening to you all from Denmark. And Davy Yates, good evening to everyone. Good evening, folks. Let me start off by saying good evening, Martin.
Good evening.
Denmark. Good evening, Michael. Thanks for stepping in, boys.
Good evening.
Because it would have been a lonely night. Me, and they got nothing from. They get nothing from me on my own, to be fair. So, Kev, you got something to say? You go for it, mate.
Type it in, son. Type it in.
The floor's all yours.
Type it in. Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
I'll tell you what I'll do. While we're waiting for Kev to do that, I'll bring up our thank you board. Let's just go straight to full screen. A special shout out goes to this month's benefactors for May, who help support the DMC by donating £2 to £5 through PayPal to aid in supporting our running costs. Some bloke called PJ, Phil Naylor. Thanks, Phil. It was good to see you online with us in the tavern. A great addition. I think he's enjoying it. He's come back, so we haven't scared him off. Luke, we called up with Luke. He's okay. For those that want to know, he's working on a camper van. He's got a full-time project he's got going on. But we know he's okay, so that's all good news. Mr. Martin Durr, Mr. Tony Hughes, Mr. Lee Jackson. I'll come back to Lee and Jackie in a moment. Mr. Brian Dre, John Atwell, bless you, John. Moz, 6510 Models, and Fraser Martin. So thanks, boys. Thank you, everybody. You are the you're the lifeblood of our community. To be fair, that's not exaggerating. That's all. It helps to pay the bills around here. Kev, right. And Laz is in the chat. Evening, boys. Evening, Laz. You're all right, mate?
Laz.
Kev saying, I've given up on Facebook. My account got disabled on Tuesday, so tried setting up a something beginning with S. Right. I know you've had trouble with Facebook. What's going on with your Facebook account, Kev? It's not good news. I did say in there, thank you for your contributions, chaps. And we had another contribution as a bit of fun, this one, from Lee and Jackie Jackson, who have sent us a visitor's book. And the visitor's book is for those that come to visit DMC headquarters. We've got a DMC visitors book. So I'm hoping that Martin, Lee, Jackie will be the first ones to sign this. I know JMO's considering coming down as well at some point. So my thanks to Lee, my thanks to Jackie. That was such a nice thought. So thanks, guys. Alrighty then. I want another quick thank you. Thank you. It's all thank yous this week, which is good news. Thanks to Paul for putting together a video that we're going to show shortly on masking and techniques on masking that he does. So we're going to let that run. If you've got any questions in the chat, please, after the video's run, we'll ask Paul first to answer questions. And if Brian's online at any time, we've got a video from Brian of boxes. So we'll pull Brian in as well. So let's start off as we normally do. That's been enough of me waffling. What have I been up to this week? Mr. Martin Dessa, Governor.
Right. I've done the American Car Challenge. That's up on the Facebook page. I'm currently away at the minute, so I'm doing a bit of scale modelling on the bench here. I don't know if you're about to see it. I'm just knocking this out at the minute. Old charity kit we got from Swad when I was at the charity shop there.
Yeah.
And whilst I was here in the week earlier on, I'll just get it down. If you can give me a second.
Look at the build on his shelves.
There you go. Look at that bad boy. That's this is a Lego Technics copy from Teamu, our favourite people. It all works up and down, in and out, telescopic. Yeah. So that's 1,300 pieces in that.
Wow.
There you go.
Love it.
So I'll be doing that because I do that sort of thing whilst I'm here. And at home on the bench, waiting for the first of the month, is I've got a Matchbox 1200 Volkswagen Beetle. It's the 1200, the early one. It's in like a metallic blue. So that's in paint at home. And hopefully on the second, for any Corgi challenge, will be I got a Corgi JCB crawler, double dozer type of thing. So yeah. But at the minute, that's it.
Nice one,
so,
mate.
Yeah.
I'm not going to blow smoke up his backside, but just look at them fantastic models over his right.
I'll be on here. Yeah.
They're belters. I've been out with Mark when he went shopping for. There's a fantastic store that we came across at Dagfields that sells these wooden kits, and you can get them from as little as £8 right up to, I don't know, more 150 was the top kind of.
Yeah, you can go up to 50, 60 pounds if you want it.
Yeah. But there's a lot of thought goes into them.
Yeah.
And you can get the mechanical ones as well. So.
Oh yeah, the mechanical ones, everything from building stuff to it's all good fun. Keeps my brain going. Oh,
absolutely, mate, yeah.
And the other thing I've got from that charity shop in Swad when I was visiting. I'm still building it in a minute. It's the Land Rover. Yeah. We're on that. NATO green.
It is. Whenever you go, when you actually go over the rainbow, you do land in Swad. It's a well-known fact.
Yeah. You do. Yeah. Minus your hubcaps, minus your wheels and hubcaps, but you do land.
Your wheels, yeah. But we look after you. We try to. Good stuff, mate. I'll just pop into the chat just to round upon what Kev was saying. I've given up on Facebook on Tuesday. My account got disabled, so tried setting up new account on Friday night. That only lasted until Saturday morning when it got suspended. So not doing Facebook. Instead, I'm on Instagram now, so can post stuff and chat to people on there, and also using WhatsApp too. Can't post any DMC entries anymore. Well, we can work around that, Kev. I'll, in some way, shape, or form, I'll send you my email address, and you can just if you want to take part in the challenges, you can just email me your entries. Ron does that from Sumo Diecast as well, so not a problem. Sad to hear that you've got problems with Facebook, mate. You are missed. We liked having you on board. But if you want to join the tavern on a Friday night, we don't use Facebook for that anymore. We use something called Teams. So I think I've got your email address. just say yes, and I will send you a link next Friday. If you want to give it a go, you're more than welcome to try. Like that kind of works around that problem. Russ, good evening, good morning, all. Good evening, mate. Good to see you.
Evening, Russ.
Ian,
Evening,
sorry
Russ.
that you're having not having much luck, mate. Things can only get better. Fingers crossed. Pity the DMC is not on Instagram. Oh, please don't ask me to go and do something else as well. Just yeah, thanks, John. Right, there we go.
Just avoid only friends.
I just run out of steam. I look forward to my Friday nights, but I just run out of steam. Anyway, Michael, it's been a while that you've been on since. What you been up to, my friend?
Well, you might be scratching your head, or you'll have steam coming out of your ears. I've been. Well, I haven't done anything sort of die-cast wise because I've been concentrating on the OpenScan mini scanner and trying to get past the. Yeah, excuse me while I'm trying to set something up to show. My scanner is working. I can get photos. I've been going to the next stage of using software to stitch the photos together and using a couple of programs. One of them is called Meshroom, and the second one, which I've just started using a couple of days ago, was called 3D Ziffer, and another one that I'm just starting to learn about is called Darktable. So I'll just show you.
I think I was just trying.
I've been able to. What I've also done in the meantime was with the OpenScan web browser that opens up, you can send the photos up to the cloud. It gets all stitched together and a 3D model is made. If I work out how I can change the screen around, which is if I press that one, go to that one. That's this one that you see in blue at the moment. That was the first lot of photos which I scanned. That was 100 photos. Created that one. It's still crude, needs to be cleaned up in programs like Blender or a CAD program. That one didn't come out too bad. The second one is 200 photos and a lot rougher. So it needs to be cleaned up. And if you're wondering what that is the tailgate of a
Vauxhall Victor.
I'll hold that in
Vauxhall
front.
Victor, yeah, got it.
The Vauxhall Victor, yes.
Got it.
For that one. All right. In other words, what I'm trying to do, I've got the ambulance version, is that tailgate.
Yeah, it is. Same one, isn't it? Yeah.
The same tailgate because but then again, when I look at those photos there, that's a Steve Flowers tailgate.
Yeah.
Is it, Michael? Was that one that supplied to you from Flowers a casting or a plastic replacement?
No, that's a white metal. Okay. That's a white metal. It's not resin or anything like that. And that came with that particular model. So okay. I didn't buy it. It came with the model. But that's in the chit box. So I could print that as it is, and it'll come out that rough. But I don't particularly want to do that. I want to clean that up first.
Yeah.
But the programs that I'm using, this is the new program that I'm trying to use. It's called 3D Ziffer. and I've just got to manipulate what's called metadata in the photos, which is the information that's inside the photos, to make this thing work. I've narrowed it down to probably what they call an ISO, that I might have it too high. I've got it set at 400 as opposed to 100. That's all this program here is a lot easier to use than what the mesh room program is, which is that one.
Yeah.
All right, so what happens is you bring in all your photos into this section here, and then you have a workflow which is down the bottom here, and I usually lose it in mesh room with what they call a depth map, which is when they bring all of this, when they stitch all the photos together, is where they have their problem, which I've been having problems in mesh room.
It benefits us both. That we're trying to both get to the same end game, but unfortunately I'm held up at the minute because I've got a faulty device. But I'm not going to go into that this week. It's too much. I can't handle any more of it this week.
Yeah. The only reason why I'm going through this process with the 3D Ziffer part of it is so that sending it up to the cloud through to OpenScan, that second, can't hold my camera at the same time, the one that's highlighted in front of you, that came back within 60 seconds from it was all processed within 60 seconds. His first one, that was 2.5 minutes to process that one. So what you get with OpenScan, you get 2 gigabytes worth of server space. So if you use more than 2 gigabytes, you need to ask for a little bit more. All right, now that I've confused and bored everybody, I'll let somebody else have a go.
No, it's just it's still getting a bit boring, everybody. Right? This is where we want to be, where we want to go. We want to be able to be a little bit more self-independent, and if we can make parts, this is all part of it. Unfortunately, we're going through the what's the phrase? You know, we've got flies in the ointment.
Teething stages. Going through the teething stages.
That's absolutely right, mate. We're going through teething stages at the moment. So
learning
curves and teething stages. Yeah, Mr. James, sir. Mr. James.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sweetie.
Hello. How's the cats? Let's put things to bed. Well, let's take a back step first before I do, Paul. Mark,
yes.
Tell us about that. Tell us, are we any more? Have we got the addition to the family yet?
Not till I get home. I'm going home on Sunday, and
Right.
I should probably pick up either Sunday afternoon or probably Monday morning, actually. Because time I get back, I think the girls go home on a Sunday fairly early from the kennel, so I'll pick them up Monday morning. So by Monday night, I'll be pulling my hair out.
You'll have a chance to get bitten by him by then. He is a Jack Russell.
Yeah. I'll have him eating out my hand by Monday night.
Another addition to the DMC pet club, which we're bringing to his dogs and cats and stuff. So how's Eric and Ernie?
Eric and Ernie, they've not budged off the cosy positions today. They had their breakfast this morning. One's sunbathing on back of couch. The other one has an IDO down in another couch.
Right.
So they just did.
Right.
Not give a damn. I think he come out of his windowsill to have a slash when I went in the kitchen.
Fair enough.
Oh, charming. Wait till I'm here. Did you not want to go on your own?
Moving on. I mean, modelling wise and diecast wise, have you done anything this week?
It's mostly been buying, to be honest. Stuff I've like job lots and stuff. I don't know whether it's in this one, but I got a crack in this. Oh, this one's what the. I stopped that then.
Steady.
Mainly a Matchbox job lot, this one, and I got some crackers in it, and it were about £7, I think.
All right, okay.
I got Lions Made ice cream van where the vendor actually still has the ice cream.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So
Yeah,
that's
it's got the plate in it all. You got the plate
yeah,
with
it's
it.
got a lot, everything. I got the Thames Microbus.
Yeah, that's nice. That is. I like that one.
It's a nice little one. That'll probably do that quite soon. I got a different variation of the Superfast coach.
Yeah.
It's not the Mercedes. It's a Cetra or something, I think.
Okay.
I got the snack bar,
Oh yeah, yeah.
which has been one I've been chasing. What's the other one? Where is it? The main one I was chasing. There you are, that's one I've been after for a while. The singer
Oh, the little thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Little
been chasing.
little potato.
I got the fire engine, complete wheel ladder.
Oh, that was a rarity then.
Yeah, they normally don't have the ladder
No.
on.
No, you're missing all.
Hang on, ambulance doesn't have back doors, I won't include that. I've got another addition to my 30 Studebakers.
Yeah, yeah. There's loads of those, isn't there?
Yeah, that one, at least it has the rear canopy on it.
Oh yeah, it's got the flap on it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good one.
Them Studebakers, James, is there, you say you've got the moving roof on the top. Is there another part you're missing that you've still got 30 that you've not done? Or
With that, you should have a guy with a shotgun and dogs with that.
Oh, okay.
In the original boxing, it came with a guy with a shotgun and the dogs.
I'll have a look for that.
Yeah, and I've got all this. I don't know where I put the lot with a corgi in it. I managed to get hold of a corgi Toblerone VW Type 2, which I've been. Well, I think it's a Type 1. I think it's a split windscreen.
Split screen. Is that's the Transilite as well, isn't it?
Yeah, Transilite as well. So that were in a job lot for 16 quid, so I did well with that one.
Yeah.
Because there were a few corgis in with it. Oh, here it is. Here's that job lot. It'll be restored. I'll have to get the stickers for it, like, what do you call it, does on. But it's in not too bad shape anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's a rarer one to find in job lots. So that came with it. One I fancy doing, a Matchbox. Mustang Mark 2.
Is that the Fox body?
Mustang 2 they were.
Oh, Mustang 2, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're quite nice. It come in a few versions, that. One of them, the body casting's different. This one has the blocked rear quartz lights. And in one of them, they're open so you can see the glass unit. Like so, and they do different stickers and stuff. But yeah, it's been mostly buying. I've not had much time for modelling because I've been in work all knackered.
That's all right, mate.
To be honest.
I'm going to take the opportunity. Bri, do you want to join us? Bri's just joined the chat. We can tap 5 if you want to join us, Bri. I'll send you the link. Give me a thumbs up or anything, something. I'll give him a moment while I have my go, I suppose. Frustrating with the hardware. My thanks to Michael for putting up with my rantings and ravings. I think he's just there so I've got somebody to shout at, and it's he just ignores me while I rant and rave. And also to Moz from Moz 6510 Models. Has been very supportive, and I've done some test pieces for. I've done some test pieces for Moz on the new Elegoo 3D printer that he's very pleased with. We sent him a base for a diorama base for a tank. I've done for him. The castings for a tractor that keep the weight castings, if that makes sense to people who know about tractors. I've sent him some of them. And he's had a new screwdriver, paint, surround. And I've sent him.
I know what you mean, PJ. The counterweight block.
Yeah, we just used to call them castings when I was a kid.
Yeah, the counterweight blocks. You can put a ton on the back end of a tractor, so
yeah,
you can lift a ton and it's like negative.
So I did that. I finished off putting together a piece that I really wanted, which was Elric of Melna Bone. If I've showed you up before, I do apologise. Which was this figure. It was stunning. So it comes in two. Well, actually, that's in two parts. Might be four parts, but it all glues together. So the base has all got. The base is all body parts and skulls and goodness knows what.
Fantastic.
You put it all together, and the sword Stormbringer is one sword. Oh crikey, what was the other one called?
So are you honing your figure painting skills?
Well, I'm thinking I'd like to put a challenge out to across the road from where I live. There's a Warhammer shop. And I'm thinking about doing another one. And I was going to offer them a competition. Whoever would be up for painting it, I'd give them a spare one that they could have as a trophy if somebody's prepared to paint it. Because I know how good. I mean, we know how good the Warhammer painters are. They can strip me to shreds, like. And I'd like him done. I'm not saying professionally because it's not a professional job, obviously, but
it's regional. But on model pages, like you go to the Earthix ones and like model aircraft and model tanks.
Yeah.
A lot of them will look down the noses at Warhammer.
Well, that's it. I mean, that is some
of the best painters out there.
If it's done and it's done properly, that is a proper display piece, as far as I'm concerned. So that was that. Just backing up what Michael's been talking about. We're trying to make our own spare parts. So that is the UFO interceptor missile from the Jerry Anderson collection. That is one part. That is the out roof that fits in the Lady Penelope Fab 1 and also the Shadow Mobile 2, so we can make those now. Pipe truck, we can make pipes and they're that good that I'll say that and blow my own trumpet now. Oh, there we go. The pipes even fit together.
Oh, hey, I'd be interested in some of them.
So we've done that. We can do the Land Rover luggage for the Matchbox. One of the boys will tell you what the number is, but you get the general idea. And we could do things even like roofs for the safari truck. So these are this is what the benefit of having this scanner. If we can get it working, we can scan anything, turn it into a file, and print it off and make it as souls. And believe it or not, something like that is the missile on its own is £4.95, postage is £3.75. You're paying nearly £9 just for that on its own. We'd like to do it between us cheaper and share them out with us friends. So that is that. We can even do skips. We've even done skips. So
yeah, but not a Tonka skip though. Come on, boy.
Yeah, we've got to find that bloody Tonka wagon. That's the. But
yeah, they don't taste like golden wonders though.
My be all and end all is trying to get the scanner so that we can scan Batman and Robin. We could make. I'm not saying we could make a fortune, but we can certainly make a bob or two on Batman and Robins if we started printing them on a regular basis. But it's getting the scanner working. We just need that working model to help us out. And just to add to my, you may or may not be able to hear the 3D printer going on in the background, but just to add to my Jerry Anderson collection, that is Sid from UFO, which
it is cool. That.
I'm loving. I know you mentioned the Konami one, JMO. I looked at that. It's not as big as this. And the other benefit of the plan is I can double the size of that if I wanted to do it in sections and have it about 4 foot long. Yeah. So I've got that's another piece that I'm going to be working on in the near future.
I'd be tempted to make that bigger.
Yeah. You don't know until you don't know until you've printed it and see what you get.
Yeah.
Because I did the coach from the Monsters. I've mentioned it to Michael, which came out. It was a wreck. It was a mess. This looks like something you want to paint up in a scrapyard, but the wheels were brilliant, but the body was not connected. It was just like in air. There was no. It was a mess.
But to be fair,
it was.
You don't have to build that as the Monsters one. You can chop it and have it as an hot rod. Now you've got it.
You could do. But it was a poor plan.
Yeah, I get it. It's disappointing.
Between the free ones and what you pay for.
Yeah, it's disappointing if you were expecting the Monsters.
Yeah. But I'm also printing off the. I can't wait to see what this comes out like. Again, I'm a big UFO, JRC UFO nut. I'm printing off the lunar module, which is it looks like it almost looks like a slug that used to take off like a rocket. So I'm printing that off in the background. So it'll be interesting to see what that. If it comes out tonight, I'll post it on the DMC channel. Apologies to those that have taken part in the American vehicle. The gallery will be out tomorrow, not today. There's just been so much going on today. I just haven't had a chance. Right. Wow. After all that, thank you, boys. Let's get back into the chat. What's your email address, Kev? So Kev's got the email address. Thanks, PJ. No problem. Henrik, JMO is a Danish speaker company in Denmark. Did you know that?
JMO, yeah, JMO, yeah, they're Danish speakers. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Mm.
I'd like you trying to do a Denmark accent. That would be quite comical, I would have thought. But there we go. Kev.
Well, there you go.
I haven't posted that video because Kev's just said, I've just emailed you 4 photos for the American DMC challenge. I hope you have received them. I will check, Kev, in a few moments when we put this video up, and I'll let you know. John's got a question for Michael. I'll let Michael answer it. Talking with a swig. Hi, Michael. Why does it take 200 photos, mate? Cheers. So the number of photos you take with the scanner, please, Michael.
Okay. What this scanner does is what's called photogrammetry. The more photos that you have, the better the 3D model is going to be. So if you take 50 photos, right, it's very staggered, right? 200 on a lot of through the photogrammetry and the reviews that I've done, they all say between 100 and 150 photos, or even or up to 200. Any higher, you don't get as good detail. It goes up to about 200. It's to get what's called key point. For instance, this truck here, what I'll do is I'll open up. Where are we? So what one? We'll go into. Oh, I won't go into there.
I'll just go through some of these others while you're doing that, Michael. Brian saying evening all.
All right, I'm just waiting for the computer to catch up.
Ian saying you've done very well with you've done very well, Jamie, with nice purchases. Brian saying, I'm only just but John by Phil. I think I already said good evening to Phil, but hello Phil, welcome back, mate. Good to see you. Michael, back to you.
Okay. All right. What the scanner will do is it takes a photo in sequence.
And let's spend a penny back in a minute.
Just wait. Yep. If you'll see that, if you watch the bit of the background, you'll see that the yellow tailgate will turn. This part here stays in one place, and you'll see this go up and down. This part here. Oops, if I hold my fingers right. So this is what the scanner will do. This is a little turntable. And what the picture will do is the programs will take these key points, corners, and any other just little points. And because they're overlapping, it will now take the points here and the points up the back here, plus the ones down the bottom. So it will recognise that it's tricking the program to say that we've got multiple cameras, not just one camera. And the more photos that you get all the way around, the better your 3D items should be.
Yeah.
Now, most likely the distortion that I showed you earlier is when the tailgate gets around to this part here, right? There's not enough information in there for that software to pick up. That's why it comes out as it's all with a lot of bumps and valleys in it.
So in theory, the blue rig moves the position of the object into 200 different positions, and the camera takes a photo of it. And the more photos you've got, the better the detail you've got.
Yeah.
And
because the camera is
in a well lit, an evenly lit area as well. So
all right. The camera that's in it is a Sony IMX 519. It's an 16 megapixel autofocus camera.
When it's working
on it, as you can see, the whole thing turns round. It takes photos from the top.
Does that answer your question,
and
John?
Yeah, it's all of it.
More importantly, did you get the hopefully you get the general gist of what it does. Okay, we'll see if John comes back. Right, we've got a video to show. We've actually got two videos. I'm going to put the one from JMO up first because Brian's in the chat, and I'd rather it be online when we show it. So we'll go with JMO's first. Paul was very good to do a video for us about masking when you're painting and stuff like that. So, unfortunately, at the time, he was really unwell. But I've tried to dull down some of some of the pneumatic
Some of the
attacks.
coughing, and you've dulled out the swear words. And
Yeah.
stuff like that.
So
Fair.
hopefully we'll give this a shot. And if you've got any questions, please leave them till the end, and then JMO can answer them, or we'll all chip in, whatever it may be.
Yeah, because I've covered basics. Like, anything people want to add?
Please let me know if you can see it, by the way.
Yeah, I can see it, Peter. Hello and welcome to this edition of Pimp My Diecast. And in this edition, I'm going through a few different model masking techniques, methods, as I put it, that I use on cars, I use on other models, just general modelling, masking techniques for painting that should help you. No end, I use them a lot. And the first off is normal masking tapes. The first being Tamiya masking tape. Nearly every model uses it. It's basically a washi tape, which is a Japanese paper tape. And you basically stick it on, you can cut it with a knife. Obviously gentle and not on a dusty old toy car like I do. But on a clean surface it'll stick better. With a sharper knife you can do canopies. It's available in different widths. That one it's not necessarily Tamiya, but it's similar sort of masking. And it's narrower, so it goes round curves easier. There's various tapes you can use. Tamiya's about the leading one on the model market. But there's some nail art tapes.
I'm hoping everybody's still there, and I'm hoping that JMO turns off his
I just
microphone
muted it.
because we're getting feedback.
I realised I had to mute it,
Thank you.
Michael. I've just done it as it froze.
Okay. Yeah, well, this is what happens, gentlemen, when we don't do a rehearsal before we go live. You know, this is like the early days of TV.
Come on,
you know, so
Michael.
there's all sorts of stuff.
Come on, Michael, I'd still cock up if we rehearsed.
Yeah, like I said, we all do we all do it. Just watch the
Right, I'm
videos.
muted. You can carry on. That's a PVC tape instead of the paper masking. It's a PVC masking tape which has some stretch in it. You take more time than I did there, and you have a cleaner surface. You can get nice curves in it. That's a Tamiya cassette for holding your tapes in. They do various widths. It's a good to have for storing your tape. This is a washi tape, which the Japanese paper tapes that are basically Tamiya masking tape. They're used for crafting, and if you look around you can get second-hand stuff off people off eBay from crafters. A set there that'll keep you going ages. And there's some masking paper for doing big areas. And here we get on to frisket film, which is basically an airbrushing and artists masking film. It's low tack, but as you can see it's a vinyl edge product. You can go on, put it on and cut it with your knife to where you want to mask it off to. My knife I've got there, it's a very, very poor blade. With a better blade I'd have been through that instantly. It's a #1 tip for when you're masking, really. Have a really good blade in, but there you go. That's the frisket done to size. So that's worth having in your armoury. Some frisket. Another one I use is blue tack, also available in other varieties. You can get white tack, blue tack. It's all basically the same, poster tack, whatever they want to call it. And this one gives more of a soft edge, unless you press it down really thin, like I'm doing there. You can use it to give a softer edge if you want to your spraying when you're airbrushing, and you can use it to mask areas off, like under the bonnet there. If you had a painted engine, you can fill the engine bay up with a blue tack and then spray the body. Like a very useful sort of masking itself, blue tack. And here, what am I using here? Try and remember. I think it's cling film coming up. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there we go. It's cling film. It's good for big areas. And you can use the hold the edges down with masking tape if you want a more accurate line. That's just for masking off bigger areas, so you don't use as much as your tape. You can mask off bigger areas and just tape the edges, which brings us on to masking fluids, which you have Umbro Masco is a leader, and other companies do their own. You have Winsor & Newton, which is an artist mask, and other companies, model companies, do their own. I think that's Polish or Russian or something. I'm not a great decipherer of languages, but other companies do their own masking fluid variations. But I use Common and Garden Copydex, because let me tell you, every single masking fluid, all it is liquid latex. It's a liquid rubber, nothing more, nothing less, and that's what Copydex is, liquid latex. It's all the same shizzle. And all you do is brush it on, wet, you let it dry, then you can airbrush over it. Then once you've airbrushed, it just brushes off with your finger, and then you get hold of it and peel it, and ta-da, job done. And which brings us on to balloons. I don't think I mentioned it there, I also use tin foil. But brings us on to balloons. You can use them. Say you didn't fancy stripping a car down, and you were struggling doing the wheels. I'll get it on this. I could have got it on that VW, but I can't concentrate as much when I'm filming and trying to get a balloon on. So the Jeep was the easier one of the two to do. But all you do is stretch it over the wheel and press it over, It's good for old dinky cars if you just want to give the base plate a spray without stripping it down, without stripping the wheels off if the wheels are in good nick or you've painted the wheels before. You can stretch a balloon over and it'll guard your wheels from spray paint. You can cut the end off if you don't want a big bit of balloon flopping everywhere. And if you were really fussy so paint didn't get in, you could seal the end by putting a dot of glue on and then pressing the balloon together so it was sealed up and paint didn't go down. Oh yeah, that's another good method. You can use bigger balloons for bigger wheels. I think I've got a demo of that in a second. Yeah, here we go. You can use I've got bigger normal balloons here for the larger rear wheels on the Beetle. So that'll stretch over to cover the wheel on the Beetle. Get it done off camera. Go on, lad. There you are. But there we are, we're done. And same again. Cut it off and you can put a dab of glue on the inside and hold the cut off end together so it seals it so paint doesn't spray down. And that's your wheel masked off. Then once you've finished painting, whip it off. Near dandy. Here we use tissue paper. And this is one where you can just engine bays any areas like cockpit, anything you don't want paint to get into. You can wet tissue paper and dab it in. And it gives you a sealed area where paint don't get into. And we've also got sponges of various types. You can use dishcloth sponges, washing up dish sponges with the scourers on, packing sponge, all sorts. All it is to fill open gaps like that, so you don't get spray going everywhere. Just stop it going like spraying down onto things or spraying onto other parts of your model. You can use that one creatively. It's just another technique. And last but not least, I sometimes use a dab of grease on my finger, dab it on wheels, etc. And then you can wash it off after. Anyway, it all goes towards doing paint jobs akin to this. Anyway, if you've enjoyed, please subscribe. If you've subscribed already, thank you very much.
Well, Jack.
Cheers.
Well done.
Cheers. Yeah, Paul's not speaking, he's muted.
Come on, son.
Apologies. Well done, my boy. Thank you
Cheers,
for doing
Bob.
that for us. I know, please bear with us when we have these technical issues. It's not, nobody goes out the way to cause issues. And we can fix them pretty much. It's useful having a great gang online with us in the chat that help us fix these issues and let us know that they can hear properly. So thank you for that, guys, in the chat. So any questions on masking for the masking superior mastermind, Mr. Paul James? Superb video, mate. Well done.
Or anybody that has their own methods.
Have you got a method? Yeah.
I'm sure I've missed some out.
My biggest concern was your knife. I have to say that. Get a new blade in that bloody knife. Christ almighty.
You know, I think I'd used it near me caustic dip and it rusted blade up.
Oh, I was frightened.
Yeah, I should have put a new blade in. I should have known. But I'd had long shifts and I weren't well enough.
No,
you were lucky I did a video at all, to be honest.
You did good, mate. You did good.
Cheers,
both you and Brian have now done videos. I've done one as well. So we've created a library. So these you can, if you're in the chat and you want to watch some of these videos back at your leisure, there's many how-to guides out there. I mean, Martin did a full range of how-to guides. We're going to start doing his own, but the idea is that we have a guest to do different ones rather than we all do the same. One of us just does the whole bloody lot like this. It's nice to share the responsibility out. Or even better, if you're in the chat and you feel like you could do one, send it to us.
I can do one of how to bandage first aid your hand after you've tried drilling your rivets off.
Not quite Disney though, is it?
How to back out a drill out of your finger.
Yeah. I was going to show Brian's, but I only want to show Brian's when Brian's online with us, so that he can answer questions. Brian's done one about creating boxes, which is as equally good as JMO's is. So thank you both. Russ is saying, JMO, really comprehensive video, some really good ideas. Thanks, Russ. John saying, fantastic, JMO. That's brilliant. Love the balloon. I never thought of the balloons or the sponges. Job. Cheers for showing video, mate. And Ian saying, excellent, informative video, JMO. Yeah.
You can get as well. I mean, you could cut open a balloon for it and use it as a latex sheet, but you can actually get latex rubber sheets.
Yeah.
And some of that is how they do masking in the factory. They cut the shape into a latex rubber sheet, then press the casting into it, spray and take out again.
I've lost our, oh dear. Oh, I've lost our challenge. I'm gonna have to do it again.
Oh dear.
Oh, that was with so many issues.
Yeah, I've used drinking straws for masking over wheels on some vehicles. Some of the larger straws, some of the large straws you can get are the cardboard ones you put over the top and just cut it and crimp the end. That works all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works all right.
Michael, any ideas on masking? Anything that you in particular use?
Well, I've only used painter's tape. I use some pinstriping tape. I've used plasticine. I've used Play-Doh. I've used foil. I've used ordinary clear glue. I've used Vaseline. There's a myriad of things out there. It all depends on what's between these two things as to what you can.
Absolutely bugger all here, so that's not a good start, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's loads of stuff. Yeah, I just did it because a lot of people would think, oh, I have to go out to get specialist masking stuff, which isn't the case, really.
No, not all the time. Not all the
No.
time.
Like that, a lot of people will go and buy Tamiya masking tape, and it's not cheap. And you can get a box full of that washi tape, which is the same thing. It's low tack paper tape, and that's like cheap as out from crafting shops.
Just good evening to Moz. How are you, buddy? Good to see you.
Oh, Moz.
You all right, Moz?
Ian saying if you are a bubble gum fan, maybe try that for certain masking tasks.
It smelled nice, wasn't it?
Yeah. Give you something to do if you're an ex-smoker as well, I suppose.
It all depends on where it was left on the foot post overnight.
Yeah, you don't want all that stuff under your desk, do you? You know what I mean? It's
oh dear.
No,
it can always be tasteless.
Yeah.
The comedians are out tonight.
There they are. Yeah.
Indeed.
We did. I thought I'd lost it, but I've had a chance. Thanks to the boys for filling in there momentarily for a quiz. You can't beat a quiz. Mr. Dare loves a quiz, so he tells me. He thinks they're going down fairly well. And Marty's had no idea about inviting people online. Martin, your idea, not mine. So why don't you?
Well, what I thought was the regular people we've got on chat on a Saturday night, who come on a regular basis. It would be nice to invite one of those to come on if they want to. That is, if they're not too bothered, to come on for however long they want to come on and join the chat from this side. I think it'd be nice to interact with the guys because they've been loyal, coming every week, every Saturday, or wherever we've done Sunday today, and coming back. So I thought it'd be nice if they could do that.
Yep.
If they wanted to come on, and they can just, if they want to interact whilst we're on, they can. If they feel a bit shy, they can just sit and listen and just nod and whatever. But it'd be nice just to do that. So everybody's got a chance to interact with them, and come on. But we can do it once every week or once every couple of weeks. We got spare room. We can drop somebody in. That's what I thought. I thought it'd be just nice to get other people involved. We're doing the quizzes and gets people involved. Rather than just sit there and listen to us droning on, you can come and have a chat and then stuff like this.
Absolutely, has my full backing. All you need is webcam and working microphone. You've seen them. If you've been here long enough, you've seen the amount of people that we've had join us. Moz has been online. Let me just catch up with some of the chat and I'll come back to that because I see Brian. Sorry, PJ, going to have to give it a miss tonight. Perhaps show the video next time round. Absolutely, Brian. We'll put that one in the locker. We can use that later, but I don't want to do it while you weren't online. I think that's a bit unfair. So 2 weeks' time, we've got another one in the back pocket, mate. We'll bring you online and we can swap the chairs around. Not a problem, my friend.
But yeah, as well, giving people that chance to come online for a little while and sit back and realise it's not as daunting as they thought.
Absolutely.
May just give them that kick to do their own bit of a channel.
I've just seen that Moz has just said he's good. Yeah, I speak to Moz on a. It's like nearly every other night now, just like the things that have been going wrong and the things we've all been trying to put right. But he's saying there's putty now for masking plus. Sorry, let me start again. There is putty now for masking. Plus, there is a product from Deluxe Materials called Masking Magic, or MAKIC. It's supposed to say magic, but I suppose it's an abbreviation. which does have a good finish. So there you go from the plastic kit side of things. There's a product they use.
Yeah, I'd heard of that, but like I say, I was just doing basic ideas through.
Hobby Time saying hi, Moz. Well, hi, Hobby Time. Good to see you back, mate. Welcome. It's good to see you all. Good to see you.
Hello.
She trying to just laugh on poop. Yeah. Sorry, mate. There's a fantastic idea. Right. You know what, mate? You asked first. 2 weeks time, you're first up. So we'll bring Mick online. Mick's been a long supporter of us, so we'll bring Mick online first, and it can just test the waters for everybody else. No pressure. Good luck with that, Mick. We'll take it from there. Right. It's quiz times, kids. We know you all love it.
Yeah. I'm loving it.
Look at that. I want my Cracker Jack pencil.
We've got to get this in.
James Francis said Sodom.
Hang on, I've got to fire up the Google machine.
Yeah, you're not doing no more. Cause cheating.
No cheating. Right, here we go.
I've got to.
Now, we didn't know whether we would or wouldn't run out of steam, so this was a last-minute AI chat call. Thank God for AI, eh? People are cursing it. Oh, I love it, me.
AI.
Wasn't that in old MacDonald?
Yeah.
AI.
So what we've got is I started with 20, but then asked for a further 20. So these might be a bit repetitive or too easy. So it's a Matchbox Cars quiz. So nobody can argue about Matchbox. We all started with Matchboxes in some way, shape, or form.
Bring it on.
Russ wants a pee. Well, we can hang on for 5 minutes if you like, Russ.
Yeah.
Just don't shake it. Don't shake it.
You know what? I like that. Is it 9 out of 10 cats do?
8 out of 10 cats do countdown.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Poor old Sean Locke. I miss him to pieces, but he was brilliant.
What have you been looking into this week, Susie? Apart from Glory Holes.
Have you seen that?
Joe, if we be a Joe, what's his name? He were on the deck laughing at that. He said, the most unnecessary joke ever.
He said, I was crying. And then they've done that new series, haven't they, on Prime about, I can't remember what the show's called, but you're not allowed, they've got 10 comedians in a room.
Yeah, you can't laugh.
Laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's brilliant. Loved it to pieces.
My
hero, Bob Mortimer, won it. Bless him.
Jimmy Carr, he said Sean Locke, he said he were absolutely hilarious to know.
Yeah.
He said I were having a drink out with him one night on time. He said, and he come in and he says, I had sex with an homeless girl before, Jimmy. He said, you what? He said, I had sex with an homeless girl. He said, how did that happen? He says, well, I had no money on me. And he said, you can't give them nothing.
Well, let's get on with this quiz then, quickly.
He was an absolute gem. Sorely missed.
Right, so as strung out as this might feel like it's going to get, we're going to give people 10 seconds before we ask you boys what you think the answer is. So we've got some answers from the chat because we were answering before the chat. So in the chat, get ready, start your endings, gentlemen. Here we go. Based on a Matchbox collection of questions, what year were Matchbox Cars first released? If you're on screen, hold your tongue. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, that's 10 seconds for us at our end, and nobody's come with an answer yet. I'm just going to see how much longer. I'm expecting one of. It becomes suspicious whether somebody knows it instantly or they're Googling it. That's the problem. Russ, 1962. Oh, there we go. So it's about 15 seconds between us asking a question and responses coming back. Okay, so Russ is saying 1962. David, 1953. Kev, 1970. Bry, 1959. John, 1959. Michael, what year do you think it was?
Yeah, I'll go with Brian and John, about 58, 59. It was well before 1960.
Righto. J-Mo.
I'd go very early 50s. I'd probably say about 51 because one of the first models were a coronation coach, and that were, what were it, 53, the coronation?
So what are you going with? 51?
51 of the gas.
Governor?
57.
57. 1953, boys.
Oh.
J-Mo, you were so close. I feel like you took yourself out of that to a certain extent.
I thought it might have been a bit earlier, but one of the first models with a coronation coach, and that was 53, I think.
I say this flippantly, but I think if you know anything about Matchbox, you should know the next question quite easily. Which British company, and if you've been here before, apologies if these questions have come up before. It's just a bit of fun. We're just trying to have a bit of a laugh. Which British company originally created Matchbox cars? 10, 9, 7, 6. We ought to have that as a tune, don't we? We should be able to play it.
Did it.
4-ish, 3, 2.
Yeah, you got to give it a bit longer because it's.
I can't string it out long enough. Well, first answer comes through, and Russ is saying Lesney. Kev is saying Lesney. John's saying Lesney. Jim, good evening, Jim. Welcome back. Good to see you.
Jim.
Saying Lesney. John is saying Lesney. This is working a bit better if we just hold us fire a little bit longer. All righty. Let's start with J-Mo this time.
What was question again?
What was question again, Law? I'll tell you what question was. Which British company originally created Matchbox cars?
Lesney.
Michael.
Lesney.
Governor.
Moco.
Oh, controversy.
Oh, that
controversy.
Can I retract?
Oh, here we go.
He's got to go and stick his oar in there. The official answer, when I say the official answer, the one I've got on the screen, is Lesney. But then he comes back with his Moco. Ooh.
Because so Moco came out before the regular wheels.
Ooh. I'm gonna, you know what? Because it's you, I'm gonna give you a point anyway. Thank you. That's
Thank you. That's why it had Moco on the boxes for Lesney, didn't it?
Bow down.
Yes,
there is a reason why I called him the governor. Bow down to all that he knows. Righto.
And he's the dinky expert.
The irony behind it all.
Oh, the shame.
Okay, this is a little
mind you, he does have a couple of years on me.
Obscure,
Just a few.
Why were Matchbox cars originally made to fit inside matchboxes?
Why?
So the question is to the chat first. Why were Matchbox cars originally made to fit inside matchboxes?
Yeah, it's a bit of a story, that one, isn't it?
It is, but there is one fact, I suppose, or one factor. If anybody comes close, I'll be impressed.
For the reasons of the quiz.
No, you can't answer it. Yeah, it's not your turn.
I'm not answering it. I'm just saying for the reasons of the quiz. Shall we just say the most widely accepted one?
Yes, that's fair. That's fair.
I'll agree with that because there's different things.
Are you trying to take your 1.5 points off Dare for coming up with Moko? Then is that what it's?
Oh, no.
Oh, keeping me crackerjack pencil. You can.
He's already done that. You've already let him have it. That's too late now.
10, 9, 8, 3, 1. Right. Let's see what we've got here. This is interesting. Course. Brian said, course of a schoolroom if Jack O'Dell child rule to fit in kids' pockets. Was it so children could take to school in pockets? Oh, we're so close. Jack O'Dell's daughter he's stacking Jason Powell. Hello, Jason. Welcome along. Good to see you.
Jason.
Easy to stack in. Kev saying, God knows, not a Scooby. That's a fair deuce.
Oh, Kev.
It's only a bit of fun, Kev.
Have a guess.
Take something in Matchbox to school. I'm going to get all those that mention school. Take a point.
Or his daughter as well.
It was actually a school rule that what you could take to school had to fit inside a Matchbox. So if you've mentioned school, give yourself a point.
And his daughter as well, to be fair.
Yeah. Right. Right. We had this last time we did it, but let's see if everybody remembers. What was the first Matchbox model ever produced? If you get the more detail, let's go with 3 points here. If you can name it. Let's go with 2 points. Let's go with 2 points. Take something in Matchbox to school. Brian said it was because Jack O'Dell's child could only take a toy that could fit in a Matchbox. Bloody predictive text. Yeah, absolutely, Brian. Yeah. So which was the first Matchbox car ever produced? So it's number one in the series of 1 to 75. So David, a roller. John. Hello, John. Road roller, we love John. Russ, play-ups, road roller. Kev, roller. I think that's plenty of time. Governor first this time.
There was the small road roller, metal wheels, and a gold painted figure.
Michael, do you concur?
Yes, I do.
Jemo?
Did you just do a John impression?
He did.
He sneaked that one in quiet, didn't he?
Do you think like John had just walked into the room then? Was it like he'd been
here? No, you were like you were here.
Was it? I love John. I love John Adam.
Yeah, I'll go with rest of them. It won't roll.
Jim saying the Subaru Impreza WRX.
Might be a bit off.
I think that one was a pinch of salt. The Aveling Barford Road Roller, and Mick saying the steam rod. Of course, it was the Road Roller, number one in the series of 1 to 75.
That's a misnomer, really, when a lot call them steamroller.
Yeah.
It comes from the steam days. It was a diesel roller.
I have a supplementary question.
Oh, here we go.
Are you trying to usurp the position, are you? Go on then.
I'll give you a supplementary question. What were the two other items that were produced at the same time?
Two other items.
Yeah. What other two vehicles were made at the same time? They came out with it.
What, from Matchbox?
At
Yep.
the same time. Number 1A. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what
You
number.
got to have detail, Michael. You got to have detail.
Well, number 1A was a road roller, so it must have, subsequently
Yep.
it must be number 2A or
1B.
or 1B, but they wouldn't make 1B if they hadn't made 1A. They go through 1A, all the 1As first, 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A before they went back.
Yeah. That's just confusing. He's completely lost now.
That's what. Well, the question is again. Yeah. So, Dr. Google, hold your hands out to answer to your question. Yes, everybody's correct with the road roller. All right, was one of the first in the 175 range, along with a dumper, a cement mixer, and a Massey Harris tractor.
Yeah, that's number 1A, 2A, and that's 1A, 2A, and 3A, isn't it?
But was the cement mixer an actual truck mixer, or was it just the solo cement?
It just said cement
It's
mixer.
the standalone one, JMO. The one was with metal wheels.
Yeah, they did like a building site mixer, didn't
Yeah, that's
they?
the one. Yeah, cement mixer. Yeah, that's number 2. I think that's number 2A.
Well, that question got strung out a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Thanks for that, Michael. Shut up.
That's all right. Glad to help.
Hey,
Russ,
it's
again,
a good addition.
my man Russ, dumper and tractor, good lad. Mick, steamroller. I think these guys are asking from the original question, throwing everybody out. Bryce said it was cement mixer and a milk float with horses. Kev's just thrown his hands up in his air. He's got no skill.
If he can't bang it, he's not bothered.
Right. What? This a little bit too easy. I'm going to skip that. We've got 40 to go through, so we can skip a few. Which model is commonly considered the most valuable Matchbox car? Which model is commonly considered the most valuable Matchbox car?
Are we talking in the 175 range or in total Matchbox?
No, I can't give you that.
Bloody good, isn't it?
I can't tell you that. It doesn't say.
Well, they did do. I think it would.
Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. This is your answer.
Oh yeah. I've not to blab yet.
Yeah, you've not done.
I know one went at auction for a lot, but I'll keep it to myself.
There's a lot of furious Googling going on at the minute. You can tell by the answers haven't come back yet. We're going to give it 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Couldn't do it quick
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anybody got a clue, Governor?
Well, it depends. If you're talking just 1 to 75 or you're talking the whole Matchbox range, you give us a clue on that one.
I'll give you 65, 1965.
Yeah.
1965.
Yes.
Most valuable. Considered the most valuable. Nah, I don't know. I know. Pass.
Okay. We've got some answers. We've got some answers in the. We've got some answers. Hang on, Michael, I got you. Russ said, I don't know. John said Austin A150. Bryce said, not a clue. Ian said the green superfast Lincoln Continental. Jim said, old rolls. I can't argue with that.
That's after 7.
It's only easy if you know the answer, says Kev. Have you got the answer, Kev? Anyway, right. Michael, have you been Googling?
Of course I
have,
have.
because you've cheated. Why would you?
No,
Well,
yes.
then,
Well, I've got here the. Well, because you said 1965, right? That becomes the reverse coloured of the Dodge Wrecker in 65.
okay. Gemma?
All right.
There was one that went at auction a few years ago that were absolutely mint boxed, and it was a rarer colour of the Vauxhall Victor estate.
Okay. So, Mr. Cheaty Man over there, that's why we sent him to Australia. The rare 1965 BP Dodge Wrecker in what colour, Michael?
In the reverse colour, so it's got the yellow back and the dark green cab.
In green. There you go.
All right. But the most valuable out of all of them is the 1961 Marcus Deutz Crane.
Not according to Master.
All right.
Don't come up with your controversial questions and answers again, if you don't mind. We've got.
I said 1961. Light brown version sold for $10,000.
Right. Okay. Question, wherever we are. What was the purpose of the superfast wheel innovation? What was the purpose?
Pick me, pick me, pick me.
I know it, mister.
Can I be on your team? Can I be on your team? Yeah, you can go in goal, love. You can get in goal.
I know, mister.
Yeah. You know what, mate? Because you asked nice, I'll pick one you first. What was... I've lost it now. So, question 9. There we go. What was the purpose of the superfast wheel innovation? Right.
Blame the
9,
Yanks.
8, 7, 3, 1. So, you know, because I don't want to upset him, I'm not going to go to the chat first. Martin, what do you think it was, love?
I think it was to compete with Hot Wheels.
That's a bloody good reply. Michael.
Well, I'll go with Jim's answer to run down the plastic tracks against Hot Wheels.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. Go on, JMO. If you want to add anything to the history.
Yeah, what it was, it's a lower friction wheel than what they had in a better rolling one.
Yeah, it was
usually on all wire as an axle, basically, and they put a ridge down the middle of them.
Yeah.
So they had less surface area. So they had less drag, friction, and it was to compete with Hot Wheels.
The answer is give yourself a point, boy. Most of everybody got it. I think it's not the most complicated question. So it was for Mattel to compete. Sorry, it was for Matchbox to compete with Mattel's Hot Wheels. As a restorer, I hate them. I hate Hot Wheels. Sorry, the Superfast. The wire is so thin on them wheels. You only got to look at it and melt. It's like the hobnob of the biscuit world. Give me that. No, I'm more of a custard cream and just melt.
In that case, PJ, what you do is get brass tube.
Yeah.
As the inside diameter for a dressmaker's.
Absolutely. Been there, done that.
Yeah, you can do it that way, but you can straighten them out as well.
Oh. But there's a better way now. Yes, you get your
Good, Michael.
You get your little piano wire, and you get a jeweler's spot welder. Johan from Belgian Die Cast, he does it now. And he got that from me. He went ahead with it before I did.
I did
a test on it. It worked fabulous.
I'd love to have a conversation with Johan. I don't think he speaks very good English. That's the problem. But I'd love to.
Yes, he does.
Well,
it just goes to show you haven't watched his video. He speaks English quite well.
Probably speaks it better than someone from Midlands.
Yeah.
Moving on.
There's no need for that.
Moving on.
Right. This is straightforward. If you don't get this, you're fired. Which US company acquired Matchbox in 1997? What's your thoughts, boys?
The same one that ruined Matchbox in the first place.
Yes.
In 1968.
Hold your thoughts. We're going to give it 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We're going to answer come through. 3, 2, 1. Governor?
Oh, I don't know. Asking me.
What? Gutted.
He wasn't listening to the question, was he?
He was. He was too busy sticking bits.
No, it was Mattel. It was Mattel, wasn't it?
Well, I don't know. JMO, was it?
Yeah, I'd go with Mattel.
Okay. Come on, you Aussie.
Yeah. Mattel.
Okay.
I think Mattel, like I said, ruined it for all of us. Ruined our imagination.
You haven't confirmed anything yet.
We wanted to go racing.
Russ, Mattel. Bri, Mattel. Kev, Mattel. Ian, Mattel. Jason, Mattel. John, Mattel. David, Mattel. Moz, Ann Summers. Of course it'd be Ann Summers. Why wouldn't it be? Jim
Moz.
They were taken over by a company called Mattel.
Moz, you need to get out more and get some help and get some fresh air. Would make interesting cars at... yes, probably would, Jim. Would make interesting cars at Moz at the 6510 model. Yeah.
Transparent ones, aren't they?
Yeah.
Things that go bus in the night.
Wow. That went downhill quick.
Which is like super fast, really, isn't it?
Okay, so bear in mind the answer, boys, to the previous question was Mattel. What time we're looking at? We've got 27 minutes.
Ow. I'm having to move around.
Well, lost my place now. What was the person of the super? Which company? Right, so bear in mind the answer to the previous question was Mattel. So, which US company acquired Matchbox in 1997? What other famous die-cast brand did Mattel already own at that time? So, before they had Mattel, before they had Matchbox, who did they have before Matchbox? That makes sense.
I know one of them they had.
Oh, you know one of them.
If you don't include their own brand.
Let's. Oh, interesting. I've just seen an answer in the chat, and I would have thought that this would have been. Well, no.
Steady.
Right. Well, look at this. Well, look at this. How interesting is this? Right, I'm going to go. Right, so let's ask the boys. Who did Mattel own before Matchbox? Michael, you go first on this one.
Well, at that time, I only played with Matchbox.
You only played with Matchbox, right? Okay. You didn't play with Ann Summers. No, that's just completely out the.
No.
Right, okay. JMO.
They did have the dinky name because they released some dinky cars under the Matchbox name.
Oh, this is very interesting. Governor.
Meccano.
Ooh.
Triang Meccano.
According to the list, let's just go down the list. Isn't that scale electric? Most wrong toys. So Russ saying Corgi, Kev saying Hot Wheels, Davey saying Corgi, Ian Dinky, Moz, He-Man. He-Man.
He's been
that drinking, lad.
There's more than just drink there. He's on drugs.
He's smacked out of his tree.
Yeah.
He's been to another one of his farmers.
Smacks up tits.
I don't know. Bry, Corgi, John, Hot Wheels, Moss Master of the yes, I'm just ignoring you now. Jim Corgi, Moz, it was Hot Wheels. It was indeed Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels was their first acquisition.
Really?
That was hard work, wasn't it?
So who they buy? So who was the owner of Hot Wheels before Mattel?
I don't know.
If Hot Wheels was their first acquisition,
you just having questions.
Who did they buy it from?
You sit back, get back on your perch.
Yeah. Well, I've got to make you think. See, you want artificial intelligence. See, I'm artificial.
What series did Matchbox release featuring military and construction vehicles in the 1970s? I'll rephrase.
Is that military construction vehicles or military and construction vehicles?
Military and construction vehicles
and
in the 1970s.
Both.
I never thought. I knew the first part, but I never thought about the second part. So we'll give this. This is a 2-point question, boys. If you know this, so there's 2 series of vehicles. So I'll repeat the question: what series did Matchbox release featuring military and construction vehicles in the 1970s? And they're 2 brands, if you like. Oh, here we go. No, interesting. Right, so Bry, Battle Kings. Ian, Battle Kings. Kev, Battle Kings. David, Battle Kings. We're looking for 2 chaps, 2 brands. John, Battle Kings. 10, 9. Russ, Battle Kings. John, Battle Kings. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Governor?
Yeah, definitely Battle Kings, but I just can't for the life of me remember what the construction one was. I think it's one of them things. It's there, but I've not quite got it. I was thinking big BMX, big MX, but it's not that.
Close.
No, that would have different.
Close.
That would be the automatic thing.
You're on the right lines, Mark. I'll give you that. JMO?
Definitely Battle Kings for the military.
Yeah.
And wasn't the Road Kings?
Close.
Yeah, forgot about the Road Kings. Yeah.
On the same lines. Michael?
Well, I remember Battle Kings, and the only other thing I could think of would be Speed Kings.
Close again. King size.
King size, bloody hell, so simple, isn't it? Yeah, you got king size instead, then you got super kings on top of that, isn't it?
I'm saying I can hear the answer. I haven't got a fucking clue, to be honest. You know what I mean? King size, yeah. So give yourself a point if you got Battle Kings, boys. Well done. What does MBX stand for in the modern Matchbox branding? What it stands for bloody Matchbox?
Can't hear you, mate. You have to speak up.
Even I'm not going to ask that question. Okay, what is the typical? Okay, again. What is the typical scale of most Matchbox vehicles? You deserve shooting if you don't get it right. I expect everybody to get this one right. What is a typical scale of most Matchbox vehicles?
Well, that's not strictly true, though, is it?
No, it's not.
No,
They've got two.
Most.
They've got
Most.
two. They've still got two. It's two distinct different sizes.
Well, we'll see if the chat disagrees with you, Michael.
Yeah.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We see 1. See now you've thrown Kev a curveball.
Come on, Kev.
Kev's gone outlandish now. So
I'll tell you for why there's not a distinct scale in a minute.
Well, we're going to go with the results anyway.
Yeah, no, you have to go with results.
Russ, 164. Brian, 164. Ian, 164. Jason, 164. John, 164. Kev, go and have a cuppa. Get yourself some Martin Dare toast. 136 scale. What Kev's gone with. That's because Michael threw him a curveball. Jim, 164 scale. John, 175th scale. Are you just making scales up now, John? No. Bless you. Hello. Go on, Jamie. You're itching to have a go at this.
The widely accepted answer will probably be 164 scale, but Matchbox's own ethos says that there's a variety of different scales, because the scales that fit right with model railways, which were 176, but their actual ethos is to fit inside that box. So a car's not going to be the same as a light, heavy-duty lift.
I'll say this.
It's going to be a different scale.
I'll say this. Your opening statement was, it's probably 164 scale.
Yeah.
Right, moving on then. Governor.
Yeah, it's 164 for the regular wheels, and I think 130 or 140 of scale for the Matchbox Super Kings and King size and whatever they did after that.
Michael, what you go? What's your stabbing it up?
Well, the early ones like that would have been about a 166 scale.
66.
This size is
66.
Yeah, 166.
That's
Or the early ones like with the Moco wheel.
Because that would be too small for a railway.
The majority of the regular wheels are generally characterised as 164. And then you've got these ones, the King size and Kings and the Whiz wheel or whatever. They're generally categorised as 143, but they're not a true scale.
Right. Do you think when we exported them from God's country, by the time they got over to you, they got up 2 scales? Because 160, I've just
expanded in the heat.
164 scale is the answer, boys. 164 scales. Give yourself a point. Go 164.
Yeah, that'll be the.
You know what you can do with the artificial intelligence? It's never right. Just look at Facebook.
I think we've got some bloody artificial intelligence going over on a different continent.
Look, PJ.
Oh, here we go.
No, this is what I mean by fitting me in a box and they're not. That removals van Michael showed before would be more like 1/80th scale. It'd be because it's too small for a railway, that. And there's a Singer van which were small next to a fire engine. So they're nowhere near the same scale.
But if you look at the early Matchbox, the Moco Leslie Matchbox, You've got that ERF tanker, the one that Brian showed in his latest video. That is smaller again. You know what I mean? That is tiny. So anyway, yeah, it's just the common
Go
scale.
to In Search of My Lost Diecast to check that out.
Yeah, in reality, the scales were all over the place.
Yeah,
Because the company ethos to fit within that box.
Yeah, but it's the same with most model things. You've got it's like Corgi and Dinky. That you know, some of their cars are bigger than the bloody great tankers. You know, so it's all to do with cost and stuff. But I think the general size for people know Matchbox. What you get off the peg is 164.
Yeah.
Anyway, next question.
That took a while, didn't it?
Next.
God, I think that would cause so much controversy.
It's all a bunch of friggin' anorak. That's what it is.
You know the way we say on our Facebook channel, we're not bolt counters or nut counters. We are.
No, we're scale addicts. Yeah.
Nah, Brian. The early ones, Brian, had been bigger than Engage, but smaller than Double O. They've been in between some of them.
Because actually, Dinky made a Dinky 00. That was the size for the original modern railways.
Yeah, there's one there.
Dinky 00, which you don't see many of them on coming up. I mean, I've got a couple. In fact, I might even actually restore one. Dinky 00.
That's one I costumed Martin. The Ford Pop Dinky 00.
I'm going to skip some of the questions because we've got 40, but this is interesting. I want to be interested if anyone knows the answer to this.
Speak up, mate, because you're away from the mic.
What collectible guide is commonly used by Matchbox collectors?
Yes, I think I've got this one at home.
Okay, hold that thought then, Mark.
Yellow. But I can't remember the name of it now.
With this mark a bit closer to. What collectible guide is commonly used by Matchbox collectors?
Is it the actual guy's name? There's a guy that's written several books on it.
It's whatever you think the answer is, mate.
I can't tell you. I don't know.
That's a bit of a cop-out reply, but I'm not going to tell you what. I'll give you a hint at all.
Well, I don't know. I know there's a guy that's done several books.
I
just don't possess any of them.
I'm going to give it 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Martin, what do you had a thought on this?
Yeah, I had a thought. I've got one at home, and it's paperback. It's all in yellow, and it goes from the start of Matchbox right through to models of yesteryear. But also, I think there's an encyclopedia now. I think you've got it, PJ, haven't you? Which I think a lot of people are using that Matchbox encyclopedia now.
Okay, Jamo, what's your thoughts? Any thoughts on it?
I've not a clue on his name, but like I said, there's a guy that's done several books on it.
Okay, I haven't seen the name. I have to be honest, boys, in the chat, I haven't seen his name mentioned at all so far. Michael, thought?
I don't. I know there are quite a few books out there.
Yeah,
but I don't have any of them. So.
All right, well, we'll go with it.
I just go to the wee little museum's website.
Yeah, don't shoot me.
That's our own work for this week.
Yeah, come back next week and let us know what you.
Go for it, Ian. Ian's got the right answer.
I have. So, I'm sorry. I'm ignoring. I'm not ignoring the chat. I'm just forgetting to go to the chat.
Mars has got a good answer too.
Engage. Play up. Ramsey. John
that's a prize guide, though, isn't it? That's just a prize guide. Ramsey.
Jim is saying Warmans. Phil saying I have one by Ramsey.
Yeah.
Moz is saying the Miller's Guide. That's got nothing still to do with Anson's, has it?
That's like auctions and price guides, isn't it?
It might have, yeah. The Girl Guides book, says Ian. Still not a clue, says Kev. Russ, Dr. Edward Force.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
you read through this and you don't realise what people are saying until you've said it out loud.
Edward Force, yeah. He
Ramsey Guide is good, says Moz. And apparently Playboy, says it's a well-known collection in Playboy. Okay, so the answer I've got, don't shoot me down, is the Matchbox Collector's Catalogue or Tomart's Price Guide.
Yeah.
I can't argue or say one or the other. I've never
I think there's several, like you say, there's several books out there. I think I've got about 2 or 3. But the ones that you really want to be looking out for, the ones what can actually, the price guides are a bit vague, but if you can get the ones with the pictures and all like the 1A, 1B, 1C, 1B, and all that categorized on the pages, they're good ones to have. I think it's very similar to the encyclopedia that they do, but I haven't got the encyclopedia, but I've got it's very similar.
Okay.
Did you get hung up on, different types?
This is more of a definition than a literal answer, so we'll skip that. What Matchbox product line was aimed at PlayStation? Okay. We've seen these before. We've seen these go for big money on eBay. But the question is, what Matchbox product line was aimed at play sets and buildings? So there was a series name for these builds, if you want, or products. Do you know what it is? So what Matchbox product lines was aimed at play sets and buildings, like you get the garage or the fire station? What was the brand? Do you know what the brand was that Matchbox put it under? Michael, you can see it in his eyes. He's furiously typing away.
Yeah, he's trying to be. He's trying to be incognito, isn't he? Like
what he doesn't see is you can see it shining in his glasses every time he changes the screen changes.
This is what I'm looking at.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I can hide that.
Yeah.
Which doesn't look like anything, to be fair.
I don't know. You Brits over there never believe anybody.
No, that's why we sent them all away.
All right, we're starting to run out of steam.
Yeah.
I get that.
A bunch of fakes.
That's weird, Palm.
Go on, mate. Go on, Joe.
What?
That's weird. All right, okay, forget that.
I said that's weird, Palm.
That's
Right.
Paul, sorry.
What's the answers then? Let's have them then.
Right, okay, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I haven't seen anybody. Bryce saying Big MX. You've done a couple of the Big MX toys, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jimmy saying Action Drivers. Martin's got one Big MX. I've heard that about him. Yeah.
I've got an idea what it is. I've got an idea what it is.
I've got the closest. My man Russ.
I've got an idea what it is.
It is the Matchbox Motor City.
Motor City.
It's all right saying that with confidence now after you've got it wrong.
Yeah. I was going to say it's Matchbox City.
Matchbox Motor City.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
All right, we're going to do 2 more, and then we're going to.
You had the motorway with the spring in it.
Yeah.
We're going to do 2 more, and we'll call it a night.
No, Motor City were they were a 1980s things where they had a set of vehicles together then.
I think the best one of all of those sort of like city things was the Triangminic railway road system, the Triangminic. And I tell you what, they're going for good money, and it's a nice road system as well. Anyway,
they made to go in with the railway, weren't they?
They did, yeah.
Okay. 2 to go, and we'll call it a night. We've managed our 2-hour time frame. What was the name of the co-founder of Lesney Products, who also designed the first Matchbox models? What was the name of the co-founder of Lesney Products, who also designed the first Matchbox models?
Yeah, well, I'll abstain from this one because I don't want to. I know it, so I'm going to abstain.
I think I know it roughly.
Are you bottling it? Are you bottling it?
I ain't got a clue.
I mean, I'd like to jump in and help you out, Marty, but obviously I'm the chair.
We'll let the others have a go.
Alrighty. We're going to go with Mr. We're going to go. We're going to go with a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
I think
5,
he was in the army, one of them, wasn't he?
4, 3, 2, 1. JMO.
I'd have gone for Jack O'Dell because his name appears on a lot of the Matchbox engines on his custom stuff and that. They have O'Dell, Lador on them backwards, which was his company after his name backwards.
Okay. Michael?
Well, the only name that I know is Odell.
Mark's abstained.
I don't know. I think one of them was in the army, but that's all I know.
I'm backing Martin up. I'm abstaining as well. And I'm asking the question. So what have we got here? Russ, Mr. Les, or Mr. Nay? Steady, lad. Steady. You let me down there, Russ. Ian, Jack O'Dell. John, Jack O'Dell. Jason, I'm going to clue. Moz, O'Dell. Inserted last diecast. Brian, Jack O'Dell. Kev, Bangers Races. Bloody hell, not a Scooby again. Bless you, Kev. Jim Brook, not a Smith. Rod, not a Smith. Rod Smith. Moz, Leslie, and Rodney Smith. Is this Rod? Will Leslie, but Jack O'Dell push Matchbox? The answer is Jack O'Dell. The answer is Jack. Let's put this pain to rest. Jack O'Dell. And one final one to wrap it up before we say goodnight. Let's see what we can dig out. Okay.
When you're ready.
Right, I'm just trying to think of one that we haven't had before.
He's only got 30 to pick from.
Which Matchbox model allegedly is infamous for having many different wheel and interior variations? Which Matchbox model is infamous? Infamy. He's got it, infamy. Which Matchbox model is infamous for having many different wheel and interior variations? No, that's
It's got to be one of the really popular.
That's brought silence to the room, isn't it?
It's got to be a really popular and long-running one.
Well, it'd have to be a super fast one. We're talking regular wheels, isn't it?
Yeah, but regular wheels, some of them went over to super fast. So they've had regular.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
The Mustang were one.
No,
I'll give you a clue. It's more of a brick car than anything else.
More of
brick
a
or brick. Brick or brick.
Brit as in British car.
Oh, English. Yeah, I've got an idea.
All right. We're going to go with 10, 9, because we can nail this. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So what have we got here? Any of them, says Bry. Ford pickup, says Moz. Victor, says Russ. Beetle, says Jim. Could be any of them, says Kev. Minnie, says Jim. John saying, Cresta. John saying it's a Cresta. It's not a Cresta, John. JMO. Oh, we have a right answer, by the way, but it's not. It's not from the boys on screen. We've got a right answer in the chat.
Well, we've been told to be quiet. Let
Never mind, don't get sarky. Shut up and answer the bloody question.
I can't think of it.
The 1100.
It must be one that's run.
The MG, the MG 1100, the MG with the dog in the back. The one my lads keeps doing all the time. The MG.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like the 1100. You know what I mean? With the boot in them.
Yeah.
Morris.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
What are you going with, Jamon?
I wouldn't go with any, to be honest. All I can think of is it'd be one that was in the original wheels range and transferred to the Superfast
Right.
with alterations and then run for quite a while.
Or the
Michael?
Berlinetta.
I have no idea.
Stop Googling and stop looking at the screen.
I said I had no idea.
Right, fair enough. We have, out of all of us that are online and specialists, we've got one right answer, which is Jason Powell. And Jason says the Cortina.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there you
Is that the Mark II? Is that the Mark II Cortina?
Mark II, yeah, it started off with.
If you've got your book to hand, Martin, it's number 55.
No, I haven't. It's at home, mate. Yeah.
No, you
It started off in the original wheels range and was converted to Superfast.
So we've gone with number 55, the Ford Cortina.
Right. Okay.
Chaps in the chat, brilliant, great response. We have a request to fill some time next to help us out. We would like those that join us to have 2 questions to ask the group. So instead of us dictating what goes on, to cover the first half hour to hour, 2 questions from people in the chat is one of the things we've come up with, so that we'd like a bit of interactiveness. The quiz is great, but it'd be great to get some questions from you guys. So your challenge, you've got 2 weeks to do a bit of homework, and if you've got any questions, doesn't matter whether it's on a process, a car, whatever, something you don't know, 2 questions to come back with next time. We've got a video hopefully we'll have Bry with us next time he's online, and we'll be talking about making boxes. My thanks go to everybody who's donated, firstly, and then everybody else who's taken part in the American Challenge. That video will be up tomorrow. My promise on that. And finally, my good friends, Mr. Martin Dare, Mr. Paul James, and Michael over there in sunny Australia. Thanks, boys, for joining us, and we'll see you soon. So it's PJ slide off, and I'll catch you later. Cheers.
Tatty pie.
Bye. Bye, everybody.